Hi, and welcome to the Logistics of ULink presentation. Thank you for listening. We will guide you through a couple slides on what is expected of our advisors and what our advisors get to do over the coming year. We're really excited to another year of ULink, and we're really looking to bring you guys on board. If you watch this video, you will pick up most of what you would have seen at orientation. So please follow along, and you'll pick up a lot of really important details.
First, we'll start with the mandatory requirements for all advisors. First off was attending orientation day, but because you're watching this logistics video, you're going to check that off anyway. Your next requirement is to meet with your advisees. In the fall semester, when you come back from classes, you're going to meet with the advisees before the add drop deadline. That's just so that they can ask you any questions about courses they're already enrolled in, and if they have any changes that they should be making, they can make them then. Then, at the end of the fall semester, you'll meet with them before they enroll in courses for spring semester. After each of these meetings, you'll submit a post-advisor meeting form, which is just on our online website, which we'll talk about a bit later. When you're meeting with advisees, we want you to feel comfortable directing them to professional resources. If you don't know the answer to a question, please don't make it up. Just go ahead and use one of the resources we've outlined for you in all our modules. Also, make sure you're communicating with your advisees regularly. Make sure that if they're emailing you, you're responding quickly because their questions are generally time sensitive. And finally, please take an active interest in your advisee. You'll get the chance to spend a lot of time with them, go out to Bodos, go to the library, and we hope that you form a relationship with them. We want this to be beneficial for both of you.
Awesome. And now on to another section. So after you've completed orientation or watched this video, you'll see that there are a couple of other videos that you'll need to watch. There should be around 7 to 9 of them, all around 5 minutes, a little bit longer in length. And these modules, as you'll shortly find out, are from various organizations around grounds, and they really just contain information that will help you to kind of give your advisee more advice on what resources are available on grounds. We've picked a few organizations that you may be aware of and you may not be aware of, but we hope overall that you learned something from them and that you're more aware of different research opportunities or grant money or anything else just at the end of them. After you watch each video, there's going to be a short quiz after that. You need to get 80% of the questions right, but you'll have unlimited tries to do so. It's really simple, but it's meant to just ensure that you've watched the video. We're asking that every new advisor completes all of the videos and quizzes by Friday, June 3rd. If you have an issue with this deadline, please feel free to reach out to myself, Jason, or my co-chair, Danielle, who's also giving this presentation, and by email, and we'll make sure there's plenty of opportunities to do so by that deadline.
Our advising resources include the website, which we'll talk about a little more coming up, which has all the forms that I previously mentioned, such as the post-advising form, as well as other frequently asked questions, advisor bios, which are the short online form that you responded to us after we selected you. Those will go up on the website, and any first years who aren't assigned to an advisor are able to reach out to someone who shares similar interests so that they can still get help, and we're hopefully hitting as many of the first years coming in as possible. It also has a scheduling tool and major advising sheets. Another important resource is the Office of the Dean of Students. They look forward to working with you throughout your career here, and we really hope that you'll reach out to them if you have any questions.
So on who to ask, there's a bunch of different people within ULink, within the school, that should help you to answer any question that you might face. We don't expect our advisors to have the answers to every question, but we fully expect our advisors to feel comfortable reaching out, or at least looking for the person to reach out to answer a question if one pops up that is difficult. So if you have a question about the academics within your school, requirements, please reach out to either your school-specific coordinator within ULink, or feel free to reach out to a dean within your school. They should have all the knowledge that you need to answer the question. If you have a question about ULink, please reach out to myself or Danielle, or to our Vice Chair of Advising, Chris Holland, or any member of exec for that matter. But we are a wide open book, and we are very comfortable answering any question that you have. In fact, if you ask a question to either myself or my co-chair, we will respond within 48 hours guaranteed. We really care about answering your questions, and we really value getting back to you on time. 48 hours is usually a stretch. We're usually on our emails all the time, so you'll probably get an email back within a couple of hours.
As I mentioned before, there's a mandatory post-meeting form, which you'll go onto the website to fill out. We also have forms that are encouraged for advisees, so that we can just make sure that everything is going smoothly, and if they have any difficulties, they can get in contact with us. For the advisees, in addition to the post-meeting form, we also have an advisor change form. For example, if they were swapping schools or majors, they can fill out this form if they'd rather have a new advisor in that same subject. There's also a mid-semester and post-semester report, which we hope that you'll encourage them to fill out, as it helps us quantify the work that we're doing at the school.
Sure. And so messaging, there's just a few subtleties to ULink. We are not the only peer advising resource at the school, and we don't want to be. But we do want to enhance peer advising on grounds. We are an additional group to peer advising groups that are on grounds. Our mission is to provide a peer advisor to every single incoming first year, but we are not meant to drown out the other peer advising groups, which all have very unique value. In addition to this, we also do not replace faculty advisors. We are an academic peer advising organization, so we provide help with classes, scheduling, and just general advice on moving into your first year at school. But we do not replace the advice that your faculty advisors will give. That advice is still extremely valuable, and those people still need to remove the holds and all of those things and meet with the first years as well. So we do not replace them. But our main value proposition is that we have experience that faculty advisors do not have. We have the ability to talk about that one time that we moved in and our roommate was horrible, or that class that was really great that you really suggest that a first year take. Speak from your experience. It's why we picked you, and it's why we think that you'll be a fantastic advisor for the incoming class.
For meetings, make sure you set up a time and place that first years are going to be comfortable with. Sometimes they aren't going to know locations, so pick something public and easy, like Bodo's, for example. Also, make sure that when you're in a meeting, you're listening to what they say rather than just pushing your thoughts on someone. The point is to figure out what they know and what they don't know, because that's where you can fill in the gaps. It's not to go ahead and say, oh, I hated this professor and no one else will ever like him. What you should be teaching them about is perhaps the teaching styles of professors, because that can be more helpful for incoming students. The do's and don'ts of meetings, like we kind of hit on, was make sure to choose a public place, but also don't take advantage of your first year advisees. We know they have meal swipes, but they're not for you. Please make sure to ask them how they feel and what questions they have, but make sure that you keep enough space and distance within that relationship, and make sure that it's not becoming a romantic relationship. As the residential affairs groups teach, love can wait until May. Furthermore, make sure that the meeting is substantive. You're meeting to make sure that they get all their questions answered. That shouldn't be able to fit into 5 minutes. And hopefully you're also getting to know them, which should take a fair amount of time. However, it doesn't need to last 5 hours, like we've said. Make sure that you're offering advice and not telling them how to live their life. They can make decisions separate from what you did and still have a great time.
So for involvement, we have a bunch of things going on this year. We've been improving a lot of the different systems that we have involved in ULink. One thing I'd like to re-emphasize is the forms that we've been over. Please make sure that you fill out your post-meeting forms. After every meeting, you'll be required to fill out a form that explains what happened in your meeting. We take all that data and we're using it to gain approval on grounds so that we can become the next special status organization on grounds. We need a couple of years of data and track record to do so, and the data we collect from you in these forms is essential for us to achieving our overall mission. For involvement, though, we just created a new system of households. You will be put into one of 23 different groups of advisors. They're advisors across major, across interests, but these groups are purely social. So your advisor household head should get in contact with you soon or next year when you come back in September or August, and they'll be planning social events as they have a small budget to do so. They'll also be encouraging you to attend different ULink events and to help us with recruitment come next spring. In addition to this, we hit on advisor bios a little bit. One of the cool things, so our mission statement is to provide a peer advisor for every single incoming first year. The advisor bios will allow us to do this in at least a little bit next year. Next year, we should be able to provide at least half of the incoming class of first years a peer advisor. We're going to be holistic, meaning we'll be providing a peer advisor to every single incoming Curry student, nursing student, and engineering student. And we'll be providing a peer advisor to about 1,200 incoming College of Arts and Sciences students. The advisor bio system is a resource that we are going to make available to every student. This advisor bio will have the information you filled out on that form a couple of weeks ago, and it will give students the opportunity to search for peer advisors within their major or within a major that they're interested in and reach out. So if you get an email throughout the semester about help as an advisor, it may be because somebody looked you up through the advisor bio system. We're really excited about this, and it really allows ULink to take advantage of the giant network we're creating and really help every first year before we're actually able to pair every first year. That mixer, we had a mixer like a couple of weeks ago, but we'll keep rolling.
Finally, we just have a few steps for you to do before the year of advising starts in the fall. You're going to complete the resource modules, which are the other videos, by Friday, June 3rd, and once you complete that, you'll get assigned advisees. Over the summer, we'll hopefully be matching early in July, and as soon as we put your advisee matches out, we hope that you reach out by email or some form of correspondence with your advisees. Please just try to let them get to know you a little bit before they go for orientation, hopefully, because that way you can kind of de-stress them, because we all remember how hectic and overwhelming orientation was as a first year. Then as soon as you return to school, you'll meet with your advisees before that ad drop deadline, like we said earlier. Just make sure that you answer any questions about changing courses and make sure that they're feeling comfortable before starting classes.
And we will be reaching out to you in July about your matches, so be ready for that. We're really, really hoping that you reach out to them before the course enrollment date in August, especially for the College of Arts and Sciences. One of the biggest issues that every peer advising organization faces is retention of first years, and we believe that getting to first years earlier and earlier will help them to kind of form a relationship with you, their advisor, sooner and really cement that relationship as they go into school.
Please make sure you also submit all the forms we've spoken about earlier, and check out the website so that you get to know it and you can use the scheduling app as well. Finally, meet with your household, because we really hope that you'll get to know other advisors within ULink, and don't hesitate to refer advisees to professional resources or reach out to the board or any of the school coordinators if you have any problems. Also, make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Sometimes we even have free Bodos giveaways, so you'll definitely get something out of it.
And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Danielle or anybody on ULink for that matter, and really reach out to some of the returning advisors. They have some great experience with the advisees they had last year, and how they ran their meetings and how they operated with first years might be really cool advice for you to pick up. So reach out if you have questions, and we look forward to a fantastic year with you when we get back in August.
Thank you so much for listening, and we can't wait to see the fantastic work you'll do in the upcoming year.